My boyfriend introduced me as just a friend to his entire family after 9 months together. His mom said, "You know the rules, so I am about to break all of them. Who are you?" My boyfriend's mother stood in the doorway, eyes locked on me like I was an intruder. Behind her, his father, sister, and someone who looked like an aunt crowded into the entryway, all of them staring. I looked at Ryan. He'd gone pale, jaw working, eyes on the floor. "Ryan?" His mother pressed. "Is this a coworker?" His voice cracked. "She's just a friend." Just a friend. After 9 months of late nights and whispered promises, after him telling me I was the best thing that ever happened to him, I grabbed my bag from the couch. "Nice to meet you all," I said, voice flat. His mother stepped aside as I walked past. His father frowned. The sister and aunt just stood there, politely bewildered. Ryan caught up to me in the driveway. "Please," he said, grabbing my elbow. "Let me explain." I yanked my arm free. "Explain what? That I'm your friend? They weren't supposed to come. I didn't know they'd just show up. You could have said girlfriend. You could have said literally anything except friend. You don't understand. Then make me understand, Ryan." He glanced back at the house. "Not here. Not now. Just give me a few hours, okay? Let me get them out of here and then we can talk." I stared at him. At the guy who couldn't even claim me in front of his own parents. "Sure," I said, "we can talk." I got in my car and drove away before he could see my face crack. By the time I pulled into my apartment complex, my phone was already lighting up. 3 texts from Ryan. "I'm sorry, please don't be mad, I can explain everything." I turned my phone face down and sat in my car. 9 months. Every time I'd brought up meeting his family, he'd had an excuse. They were busy, traveling, his mom was sick. I'd started wondering if I was pushing too hard. But the look on his face when that door opened, the way he'd called me a friend like it was a reflex. My phone buzzed again, then it started ringing. I let it ring. 7 missed calls when it stopped. 4 new texts, the most recent, "Please answer." I typed, "Give me space. I'll text you when I'm ready." His reply came in seconds. "How long?" I didn't answer. Inside my apartment, I sank onto the couch. I kept replaying his mother asking who I was, Ryan's blank face, the casual cruelty of just a friend. My phone buzzed, a number I didn't recognize. "Hello?" "Hi," a woman's voice said. "Is this Ryan's friend?" My throat went tight. "Who is this?" "I'm Vanessa, Ryan's sister. I got your number from his phone." He left it on the counter for a second. "Look, I wanted to call you." "Why?" "Because you looked like you'd been punched, and my brother looked like he wanted to disappear, and I'm pretty sure calling you a friend was the stupidest thing he's ever done." I closed my eyes. Yeah, it was. He's freaking out right now. Mom and Dad are asking questions, and he's dodging all of them. I don't know what's going on with you two, but you deserve better than that. "Thanks," I said quietly. "If you want to talk, I'm around." She hung up before I could respond. Ryan's sister had called me to apologize for him. His own sister knew how messed up it was. My phone buzzed again. "Ryan, I'm coming over." I typed back, "Don't. Ryan, we need to talk about this." "Me, not tonight." "Ryan, you're being unfair." I stared at that last message. Unfair. I was being unfair, according to the guy who'd just erased 9 months of our relationship in front of his entire family. I put my phone on silent, face down on the coffee table. The apartment stayed quiet. My chest stayed tight. And for the first time in 9 months, I was starting to wonder if I'd been dating someone who was never planning to let me be anything more than a secret. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. I'd been sitting on my couch for 20 minutes staring at the ceiling, and Ryan had sent 14 messages. I finally picked it up and scrolled through them. Apologies stacked on top of pleas for me to call him back, all of it sounding desperate and hollow. But one word jumped out at me, lodged itself in my throat like something sharp. "You blindsided me." I blindsided him by existing in his living room, by being there when his family showed up unannounced. Somehow, in his version of events, I was the one who'd done something wrong. I was typing a response when Vanessa called again. "Hey," I said, answering on the second ring. "He's losing it," she said. No preamble. "Mom's asking a million questions and he's giving her nothing. Dad thinks you're his study partner or something. It's painful to watch." "Study partner," I repeated. "We're both 26. "I know," she sighed. "Look, I don't know what he told you about us, but our family's complicated. Really complicated." "What does that mean?" She hesitated. "I shouldn't be the one telling you this, but Ryan's being a coward, so our parents are super religious, like really involved with the church, and they have rules about who we're allowed to date." My stomach dropped. "Rules. You have to be part of the church," Vanessa said quietly. "Same faith, same congregation, the whole thing. My parents didn't let me date anyone who wasn't approved by the church elders until I moved out. Ryan still lives close enough that they think they get a say. He never told me that." "Yeah," she said. "I figured." I sat there, phone pressed to my ear, trying to process. 9 months. He'd spent 9 months hiding me because of a church rule. "Why didn't he just tell me?" I asked. "Because he's scared," Vanessa said. "Our parents can be. They can make things really hard if you don't follow their rules. And Ryan's always been the good son. He doesn't know how to stand up to them. So he just lied to me instead." "I'm not defending him," she said quickly. I wanted you to know what you're dealing with. If you're gonna stay with him, you need to know this isn't going away." My phone buzzed with another text from Ryan. Vanessa must have heard it through the line because she laughed, bitter and short. "He's texting you right now, isn't he?" "Yeah." "Don't answer yet," she said. "Make him sweat a little. He deserves it." We hung up, and I looked at the new message from Ryan asking me not to talk to Vanessa, saying she didn't understand the whole situation. The audacity of it made my jaw clench. He'd spent 9 months keeping me in the dark, and now he wanted to control who I talked to about it. Then I called him. He picked up on the first ring. "Thank God!" "Your sister just told me about the church," I said. Silence. "Ryan, she shouldn't have done that," he said, voice tight. "That wasn't her place." "Then why didn't you tell me?" "Because it's complicated." "It's not complicated," I said. "You hid me because your parents wouldn't approve. That's not complicated. That's just cowardly." "That's not fair." His voice rose. "You don't know what they're like. You don't know what they'd do if they found out I was dating someone who wasn't." He stopped. "Someone who wasn't what?" I pressed. "Say it. Someone who wasn't part of the church, he finished quietly. So what was your plan? I asked. Were you ever going to tell them about me? Or was I just supposed to stay your secret forever? I was figuring it out for 9 months. I needed time. You had time, Ryan. You had 9 months. And the only reason your family even knows I exist is because they walked in on us. He didn't say anything. I'm not doing this, I said. I'm not sitting around waiting for you to decide if I'm worth the trouble. Don't say that. You called me a friend. In front of your entire family. Do you know how that felt? I panicked. You didn't panic. You made a choice. And the choice was to protect yourself instead of me. That's not. He stopped, exhaled hard. Can we just talk about this in person? Please? No. Why not? Because I don't trust you right now. The line went quiet. I could hear him breathing, could picture him sitting in his living room with his phone pressed to his ear, probably staring at the spot where I'd been standing when his mother asked who I was. I'm sorry, he said finally. I know I messed up, but I do care about you. I love you. Then act like it, I said and hung up. My hands were shaking. I set the phone down and leaned back against the couch cushions. The phone buzzed again. I didn't look at it. Then it buzzed again. And again. More messages from Ryan. Probably more apologies that meant nothing. I grabbed it, ready to turn it off completely, and saw a text from a number I didn't recognize. It was from Claire, Ryan's cousin. Vanessa had given her my number, and she wanted to talk about Ryan and the church. She said there was stuff I should know. Something about the way she phrased it made my stomach twist. I agreed to meet her at a coffee shop the next morning. I set my phone down, face up this time, and watched the screen light up with another text from Ryan saying we could fix this, that he knew I was mad but I shouldn't shut him out. I didn't respond. Another buzz. Vanessa checking if I was okay. I told her not really, but I would be. She texted back that I was tougher than Ryan deserved, and I almost smiled at that. My phone lit up again. Ryan asking if he could come over. I told him no. He pushed back, said he just wanted to talk. I said no again. Then came the word that made my blood run cold. You're being unfair. I'm trying here. Unfair. Like I was the one who'd spent 9 months lying. Like I was the problem. I told him to go home. He didn't respond to that. The apartment felt too quiet again. I turned on the TV just for the noise, some cooking show I wasn't paying attention to, and tried to breathe through the tightness in my chest. Tomorrow I'd meet Claire. Tomorrow I'd figure out what I was really dealing with. Tonight I just needed to sit with the fact that the person I'd fallen for had been hiding me like a shameful secret. My phone buzzed one more time. Ryan saying he loved me, that he was sorry, begging me not to give up on us. I turned the phone face down and left it on the coffee table. Claire was already at the coffee shop when I arrived, sitting in a corner booth with her hands wrapped around a mug. She looked like Vanessa. Same sharp eyes, same careful way of watching everything. She waved me over. Thanks for meeting me, she said as I slid into the booth across from her. Vanessa said you had information. Claire nodded. About the church, about what Ryan's dealing with. I left a few years ago, so I know what it's like. Left? The church. Our whole family's been part of it for generations. It's not just Sunday service. It's everything. Who you marry, where you work, who you're friends with. They control all of it. I ordered coffee when the server came by just to have something to do with my hands. Ryan's scared, Claire continued. Our parents, our aunts and uncles, the elders, they'd make his life impossible if they knew he was dating someone outside the faith. And I mean impossible. They'd cut him off financially, socially, everything. So he just hides me forever? That's what he thinks he has to do. But it doesn't work. It never works. She leaned forward. My brother tried the same thing 5 years ago. Dated someone for 2 years in secret. The church found out anyway. They made him choose, and he chose the church. His girlfriend was devastated. Why are you telling me this? Because you deserve to know what you're signing up for. If you stay with Ryan, this is your life. Secret dates, lying to his family, always being second to the church. And if they find out, they'll pressure him until he breaks. My coffee arrived. I wrapped my hands around the cup, letting the heat sink in. Does he even want to leave? Claire shook her head. I don't think he knows what he wants. He's been in it his whole life. Leaving means losing everyone. His parents, his friends, his whole community. It's not like quitting a gym membership. It's excommunication. So what am I supposed to do? That's up to you, she said. But if he's not willing to stand up to them, it's never going to get better. You'll always be the secret. We talked for another 20 minutes. She told me about the church's rules, about the pressure tactics they used, about how they'd frozen her out when she left. By the time I walked back to my car, I felt like I was seeing Ryan's life for the first time. My phone buzzed. Ryan asking if we could talk tonight. I didn't answer. He showed up at my apartment 3 hours later. I opened the door and he was standing there looking exhausted, hair disheveled, eyes red like he hadn't slept. Can I come in? I stepped aside and let him pass. He went straight to the couch and sat down, elbows on his knees, head in his hands. I'm sorry, he said. I'm so sorry. I should have told you about my family from the start. Yeah, you should have. I didn't know how. I didn't want to scare you off. So you lied instead? I didn't lie. You hid me, Ryan. For 9 months. That's the same thing. He looked up at me. It's not that simple. Then explain it to me. Make it make sense. He took a breath. My family, the church, they have rules. Really strict rules about who we can date. And if I tell them about you, they'll make me choose. And I don't want to choose. Between me and them. Yeah. So what's your plan? I just stay hidden forever? No. I need time. Time to figure out how to tell them. Time to make them understand. Understand what? That I'm not part of your church? That I love you, he said quietly. That this is serious. I sat down in the chair across from him. Your cousin told me what happens when people leave. About the excommunication, the financial stuff, all of it. His face went pale. You talked to Claire? Vanessa gave her my number. She shouldn't have. Stop. Stop telling me who I can and can't talk to. He rubbed his face with both hands. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. Everyone getting involved, everyone having opinions, because you kept it a secret. You made this mess, Ryan. I know, his voice cracked. I know, okay? I know I screwed up, but I'm trying to fix it. How? By asking me to keep hiding? By asking you to be patient. Please, just give me a little more time. How much time? I don't know. That's not an answer. He stood up, started pacing. What do you want me to say? That I'll tell them tomorrow? That I'll blow up my entire life for you? The words hung in the air between us. Is that what I am? I asked. Something that would blow up your life? That's not what I meant, but it's what you said. He stopped pacing. You don't understand. You don't know what they're like. They'll cut me off. They'll turn everyone against me. I'll lose everything. Except me, apparently. You're fine with losing me. That's not fair. None of this is fair, Ryan. You want me to be patient while you figure out if I'm worth keeping. That's what this is. It's not about worth. Then what is it about? He didn't answer. My phone buzzed on the table. A text from Vanessa checking in. Ryan glanced at it. Can you not talk to my family right now? Please? They're making this harder. Making what harder? Everything. Us. This whole situation. Your family didn't create this situation. You did. He picked up his jacket from the couch. I can't do this right now. I can't have this conversation. So you're leaving. I need space. I need to think. You've had 9 months to think. He walked to the door, stopped with his hand on the knob. I love you, I do. But this is really hard for me. It's hard for you. He looked back at me. Yeah, it is. Then maybe you're not ready for this relationship. Something flickered across his face. Maybe you're right. He left. I sat there in the quiet apartment, staring at the door he just walked through. My phone buzzed again. Ryan saying he didn't mean that, saying he was just overwhelmed, asking if we could talk tomorrow. I put my phone on silent and went to bed. The next morning, Ryan called 4 times before noon. I let them all go to voicemail. When I finally listened to them, they were all the same. He was sorry. He was stressed. Could we please just talk? I texted him back one sentence, I need space too. He replied immediately asking how much space, how long could he see me this week? I didn't respond. For 3 days, he texted me constantly. Apologies, explanations, promises that he'd figure it out. I answered occasionally, keeping it brief, keeping distance between us. He asked to come over. I said no. He asked to meet for coffee. I said I wasn't ready. On the 4th day, he called me crying. I answered on the 3rd ring. I can't do this anymore, Ryan said, voice thick and unsteady. I can't sleep. I can't think. I need to see you. Ryan, please, just for an hour. I'll come to you. We don't have to go anywhere. Just, please. I told him he could come over that evening. He showed up with flowers, cheap ones from the grocery store already wilting, but the gesture made something in my chest tighten anyway. I've been thinking, he said as soon as he stepped inside, about what you said, about all of it. And you're right. I've been handling this all wrong. Okay, I want to fix this. I want to do better. He set the flowers on the counter. But I need you to understand something. This isn't just about me being scared. My family, they're not like yours. They're not going to just accept this. I know that, do you? He turned to face me. Because it feels like you think I can just tell them about us and everything will be fine. But it won't be. They'll cut me off. They'll make my life hell. And I need to prepare for that. How much preparation do you need? I don't know. Time to save money? Time to find a place that's farther from them? Time to what? Build an escape route? Yes, he said. Exactly that. I need an escape route. Because once I tell them, there's no going back. We talked for 2 hours. He promised he was working on a plan, that he just needed a few more months to get things in order. I told him a few more months felt like forever. He said he understood, but it was the best he could do. When he left, he kissed me goodbye and said he loved me. I said it back. 2 days later, I was at his place when someone knocked on the door. Ryan went pale. Stay here, he whispered, then went to answer it. I heard a woman's voice in the hallway. Cheerful, loud, asking if Ryan was home. His aunt, I realized. The one who lived 3 streets over. Just dropping off some leftovers, she was saying. Made too much casserole again. Thanks, Aunt Deborah. I'll take it. Oh, don't be silly. I'll bring it in. I heard her footsteps getting closer. Ryan appeared in the doorway, eyes wide, and made a frantic gesture toward the bedroom. I grabbed my bag and moved fast, slipping into his room just as his aunt walked into the kitchen. I stood there in his bedroom, door cracked open just enough to hear them talking. She was asking about work, about church, about whether he was eating enough, normal aunt stuff. Ryan answered in short sentences, clearly trying to get her to leave. You seem tense, honey. Is everything all right? Yeah, fine, just tired. You work too hard. You should come to dinner this Sunday. Your mom's been asking about you. I'll try. Don't try come, she misses you. They talked for another 10 minutes before she finally left. I waited until I heard the front door close, then came out of the bedroom. Ryan was standing in the middle of the living room, looking exhausted. I'm sorry, he said. I didn't know she was coming. You shoved me into your bedroom like I was something to hide. What was I supposed to do? Let her see you? Yeah, Ryan, you were supposed to let her see me. You don't get it. I get it perfectly. I'm still your secret. He ran a hand through his hair. It's not that simple. It really is. My phone buzzed. A text from him even though I was standing right there. I looked at it. Can we talk about this later? I showed him the screen. You just sent me a text asking if we can talk later. I'm right here. He looked at his phone, then at me. I meant after you leave, when you're home. Why can't we talk now? Because I'm tired. Because I can't think straight. Because I need a break. I picked up my bag. Fine, take a break. Don't do that. Don't leave angry. I'm not angry. I'm just done hiding in your bedroom. I left. That night, he texted me saying his aunt had been asking questions about noises in the apartment, about whether he had someone over. He'd told her it was the TV. Then he added, she thinks you're a coworker. If she asks, just go with that. I stared at the message for a full minute before responding. No. He called immediately. What do you mean, no? I mean, I'm not lying for you. I'm not playing along with your story. It's not lying, it's just keeping things simple. It's lying, Ryan. You're asking me to lie. I'm asking you to help me manage my family by pretending I'm your coworker. Just for now, just until I figure out how to tell them. You're not gonna tell them. I am. When? Give me a date. Give Give me something concrete. Silence. That's what I thought, I said. You're being unreasonable. I'm being unreasonable? You just shoved me into a bedroom because your aunt stopped by. You're asking me to lie about who I am. And I'm the one being unreasonable? You're making this harder than it has to be. No, Ryan. You're making this exactly as hard as it is. You're choosing to keep me a secret. You're choosing to lie. You're choosing your family over me. Over and over again. That's not fair. You're right, it's not fair. None of this is fair. I hung up. He called back 3 times. I didn't answer. Then he started texting. Long paragraphs about how stressed he was, how much pressure he was under, how I wasn't making this any easier. The last text said, if you can't be patient with me, then maybe we're not right for each other. I typed back, maybe we're not. He called again. This time I answered, I didn't mean that, he said immediately. Which part? Any of it. I'm overwhelmed. My family's asking questions, my aunt won't stop calling, and you're mad at me, and I don't know how to fix any of it. You fix it by telling them the truth. I can't. Then we're stuck. Don't say that. What else is there to say, Ryan? You won't tell your family. I won't keep hiding. We're stuck. He was quiet for a long time. Then, what if we took a break? The words landed like a punch. A break. Just for a little while, so I can figure things out without all this pressure. You want to break up? No, I want a break. There's a difference. Not really. Please, he said. I just need some time to think, to figure out what I'm doing, and I can't do that with you being upset all the time. I'm upset because you keep lying to me. I'm not lying. You're lying to your family about me. You're lying to me about your plans. You're lying to yourself about what you're willing to do. It's all lies, Ryan. That's not true. Then prove it. Tell your family about me. Right now. Call your mom and tell her. Silence. That's what I thought. It's not that easy. It is that easy. You pick up the phone and you tell the truth. The only reason it's hard is because you don't want to. You're forcing me to choose? No, you already chose. You chose them. You've been choosing them this whole time. That's not... He stopped. I need to go. Of course you do. I'll call you tomorrow. Don't bother. I hung up and blocked his number. My phone was silent for the first time in days. I sat on my couch in the quiet apartment and realized I'd been holding my breath waiting for his next text, his next call, his next excuse. The silence felt strange, empty, but also lighter somehow. I unblocked him after an hour because it felt petty. 3 messages came through immediately. More apologies, more promises, more requests for patience. I didn't respond to any of them. Vanessa called the next morning. He's losing it, she said. Completely losing it. He called me at 2 in the morning crying about how you blocked him. I unblocked him. Well, he's still losing it. Mom's asking why he's so upset and he won't tell her. Dad thinks it's work stress. It's a whole thing. That's not my problem. I know, I'm not saying it is. I'm just giving you a heads up. He's not handling this well. He's not handling anything well. She laughed, sharp and bitter. Yeah, that's kind of his thing. We talked for a few more minutes. She told me Ryan had been asking about me, trying to get information from her. She told him to leave me alone. For what it's worth, she said before we hung up, I think you're doing the right thing. Thanks. He needs to figure his life out. And he's not going to do that while you're sitting around waiting for him. After we hung up, I looked at my phone. No new messages from Ryan, just the old ones, still unanswered, still sitting there like accusations. I opened a new message to him and typed, I need you to stop texting me for a while. I need space to think. He responded in seconds. How long? I didn't answer. A week passed before Ryan showed up at my door unannounced. I opened it to find him standing there with grocery bags. I brought dinner, he said. I thought we could talk. You should have called first. You weren't answering my calls. I let him in anyway. He unpacked the bags in my kitchen, pasta ingredients, garlic bread, a bottle of wine. He moved around like he'd done it 100 times before, which he had. That familiarity made everything worse. I've been thinking about what you said, he started, pulling out a pot, about telling my family, and I think I have a plan. I sat at the counter and waited. I'm going to start dropping hints, small things. Mention that I'm seeing someone. Let them get used to the idea gradually. Then, when they're ready, I'll introduce you properly. When will they be ready? I don't know. A few months maybe. A few months of hints. It's better than nothing. Is it? He stopped chopping garlic and looked at me. What do you want me to do? Walk into Sunday dinner and announce I'm dating someone they won't approve of? They'll lose it. Maybe they should lose it. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Easy for you to say. They're not your family. Exactly. They're yours, and you're letting them control your life. He went back to cooking. We didn't talk much after that. He made pasta, we ate in silence, and he left without the conversation I think he'd hoped for. 2 days later, I was at his place when his phone rang. He glanced at the screen, then at me. It's my mom, he said. I need to take this. So take it. He hesitated, then answered. Hey, Mom. He walked toward his bedroom, but stopped in the doorway. I stayed on the couch, pretending to look at my phone. No, I'm not busy, he was saying. Just watching TV. Watching TV, not spending time with my girlfriend, not even I have someone over. Sunday? I'll try to make it. Pause. I know. I've been busy with work. Pause. No, nothing else going on. Just work. Nothing else going on. Like I didn't exist. Okay, love you too. Bye. He came back to the living room and sat down next to me. She wants me to come to dinner on Sunday, he said. I heard. I told her I'd try. You also told her nothing else is going on in your life. He closed his eyes. Don't start. I'm not starting anything. I'm just pointing out that you lied to your mom about me. Again. What was I supposed to say? Hey, Mom, I'm dating someone you'd hate? You were supposed to say you're seeing someone. You were supposed to start dropping those hints you told me about. It wasn't the right time. It's never the right time. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. You're scared. You're always going to be scared. And I'm always going to be your secret. He stood up. I'm trying, okay? I'm doing the best I can. Your best isn't good enough. The words came out harsher than I meant them, but they were true. He stared at me for a long moment, then grabbed his keys from the counter. I need to go, he said. Where? Anywhere that's not here. He left. I sat on his couch in his apartment and wondered why I was still doing this. My phone buzzed an hour later. A message from a number I didn't recognize with a screenshot attached. It was from someone named Bethany, another cousin apparently. The screenshot showed a group chat with several members of Ryan's family. His Aunt Deborah had sent a message. Does Ryan have a girlfriend? I swear I heard someone in his apartment last week week. His mom's response: he would have told us if he was seeing someone. He knows the rules. Bethany's next text to me said, thought you should see this. They're already suspicious. He can't hide you forever. I screenshot the conversation and sent it to Ryan with one word: FYI. He called me immediately. Where did you get that? Your cousin sent it to me. Which cousin? Bethany. Why is Bethany texting you? Because she thinks I should know your family is onto us. Silence. Ryan, this is exactly what I was afraid of, he said. Now everyone's getting involved. Everyone has an opinion. Because you made it everyone's business by lying. I didn't lie. You told your mom nothing was going on in your life. That's a lie. Your aunt suspects something, and instead of being honest, you're still pretending. That's more lies. What do you want from me? I want you to tell the truth. I want you to be my boyfriend in public, not just in private. I am your boyfriend. Then act like it. He was quiet for a long time. Then, I need to think. About what? About whether I can do this. Whether I can handle losing my family. You're not losing them. You're just setting a boundary. You don't know that. You don't know how they are. Then help me understand. Talk to me about it instead of shutting me out. I can't. Not right now. I need space. He hung up. I looked at my phone, at Bethany's message still on the screen, at the group chat with his family discussing whether he had a girlfriend. They already knew. They were already suspicious. And he was still pretending. Bethany texted again. He's not going to change. I watched my brother go through this same thing. The church doesn't let go easily. I didn't respond. I went home and tried to sleep, but kept checking my phone every 20 minutes to see if Ryan had texted. He hadn't. The next day, Vanessa called. He told my mom he's thinking about moving, she said. Out of the blue. Just announced at breakfast that he might look for a place farther away. He didn't tell me that. He didn't tell anyone anything real. Just said he wanted a change of scenery. But mom's freaking out. She thinks something's wrong. Something is wrong. I know, but he won't admit it. He's just running. We talked for a few more minutes. She told me their mom was planning a family dinner, that she was going to corner Ryan and make him talk. I told her good luck with that. After we hung up, I texted Ryan, I heard you're moving. No response. I tried calling. It went straight to voicemail. I waited 3 hours, then texted again. Are you seriously ignoring me right now? Still nothing. I was getting ready for bed when my phone finally buzzed. Not Ryan. Claire. I heard through the grapevine that things are messy, she wrote. I'm sorry. For what it's worth, he did this with his last girlfriend too. Made promises he couldn't keep, then disappeared when things got hard. I stared at that message. His last girlfriend. The one who'd waited 2 years. What happened to her? I typed. She finally gave up. Told him she couldn't do it anymore. He begged her to stay. Said he'd change, then went right back to hiding her. She left for good after that. Best decision she ever made, she told me later. I turned my phone off and got into bed. Ryan showed up the next morning. I heard the knock and knew it was him before I even opened the door. We need to talk, he said. Now you want to talk. Can I come in? I stepped aside. He came in and sat on my couch, elbows on his knees, head down. I've been thinking about everything you said. About the lying, about hiding you, all of it. And you're right. I've been a coward. I waited. But I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to tell them without losing everything. You tell them the truth. That's how. It's not that simple. It is that simple. You're just making it complicated because you're scared. He looked up at me. What if they cut me off? What if they stop talking to me? Then they weren't worth keeping. They're my family. And I'm your girlfriend. Or at least I'm supposed to be. He stood up and started pacing. I can't do this. I can't have this conversation again. Then we're done. The words came out before I could stop them. He froze. What? We're done. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep being your secret while you figure out if I'm worth the trouble. You are worth it. Then prove it. Go home right now and call your mom. Tell her about me. Tell her we've been dating for 9 months. Tell her the truth. I can't. Then we're done. He stared at me. You're giving me an ultimatum. No, I'm giving you a choice. Me or them. And you need to make it right now. That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair, Ryan, but I'm done waiting. He stood there for a long moment, looking at me like I'd just asked him to jump off a bridge. Then he walked to the door and left without another word. He came back 3 hours later. I heard his car pull up, heard his footsteps on the stairs, heard the knock. I opened the door and he was standing there looking wrecked. I called my mom, he said. I stepped aside and let him in. I told her I'd been seeing someone. I didn't tell her who or for how long, but I told her I'm dating someone. What did she say? She asked if you're from the church. I said no. She went quiet for a really long time, then said we need to have a family meeting. When? Tonight. She's calling everyone. My dad, Vanessa, my aunts and uncles, everyone. Are you going? Yeah, and I want you to come with me. I stared at him. You want me to come to a family meeting where they're going to interrogate you about dating someone outside the church? Yes. Why? Because I'm done hiding. Because you were right. Because I need to do this and I can't do it alone. I didn't know what to say. 3 hours ago, he'd walked out on me. Now he wanted me to face his entire family with him. What changed? I asked. I was sitting in my car trying to figure out what to do, and I realized I already lost you. You said we were done, and the thought of that was worse than anything my family could do to me. Ryan, I'm not saying this is going to be easy. They're going to be angry. They're going to try to make me choose, but I'm choosing you. I should have chosen you months ago. I looked at him standing in my living room, finally saying the things I'd wanted to hear for so long. Okay, I said, I'll come. We drove to his parents' house in separate cars. He said it would be better that way in case things went badly and I needed to leave. I followed his taillights through the streets, my hands tight on the steering wheel. His parents lived in a quiet neighborhood with perfect lawns and identical mailboxes. I parked behind his car and waited while he came around to my door. You ready? He asked. No, me neither. We walked up to the front door together. He squeezed my hand once, then let go and knocked. His mother opened the door. She looked at me, then at Ryan, then back at me. This is her? She asked. Mom, this is my girlfriend. We've been together for 9 months. His mother's face went tight. Come in. The living room was full of people. His dad sat in an armchair by the window. Vanessa was on the couch next to an older woman I assumed was an aunt. 2 more aunts sat in chairs across from them. An uncle stood by the fireplace. They all turned to look at us when we walked in. Everyone, this is my girlfriend. boyfriend, Ryan said. His voice was steady, but I could see his jaw working. We've been dating since January. January, his mother repeated. She sat down slowly. You've been lying to us for 9 months. I wasn't lying. You were hiding her. That's the same thing. His father stood up. Son, you know the rules. You know what's expected of you. I know, but I love her, and I'm not going to hide that anymore. Love her. His mother shook her head. You barely know what love is. You're infatuated. It'll pass. It's been 9 months, Mom. 9 months is nothing. You'll get over it. I stepped forward. With all due respect, I'm standing right here. His mother looked at me like I'd just materialized. I don't recall asking you to speak. You didn't. But Ryan's not a child. He's 26 years old. He gets to make his own choices about who he dates. Not in this family. He doesn't. The uncle by the fireplace spoke up. We have standards, traditions. You're not part of that. I know I'm not part of your church. Ryan told me about the rules. Then you know why this can't work, his mother said. I know why you think it can't work, but that's your choice, not Ryan's. His father stepped closer. Young lady, I don't think you understand what you're asking him to give up. His family, his community, his faith. I'm not asking him to give up anything. You are. The room went silent. Say it to my face, I said, looking at his mother. Tell Ryan that he has to choose between his family and me. Make him say it out loud so everyone can hear what you're really asking. His mother's face flushed. That's not what we're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You're telling him he can't be with me and still be part of this family. You're making him choose. We're protecting him, one of the aunts said, from making a mistake that will affect his eternal soul by cutting him off if he doesn't obey your rules. Those aren't our rules, his father said. Those are God's rules. Then let God judge him. You don't have to. Ryan's mother stood up. I think you should leave. No, Ryan said. She stays. Ryan, I mean it, Mom. She stays or I go with her. His mother looked at him like he'd slapped her. You would choose her over your family? You're making me choose. I didn't want to. I tried to avoid it for months, but you're forcing this, not me. We're trying to save you. From what? From being happy? From being with someone who actually sees me for who I am and not who you want me to be? She's not one of us, his uncle said. She'll pull you away from the church, from your family, from everything that matters. She's been pulling me toward honesty, toward standing up for myself, toward actually living my own life instead of the one you planned for me. His father's voice dropped. If you continue this relationship, there will be consequences. What consequences? Ryan asked. Tell me exactly what you'll do. You won't be welcome at family gatherings. You won't be invited to church events. You'll be choosing to separate yourself from this family. So you'll cut me off. You'll be cutting yourself off, his mother said, by refusing to follow the path God set for you. God didn't set this path. You did. And I'm done pretending it's the same thing. Vanessa stood up. I think we all need to calm down. No, Ryan said. I'm done calming down. I'm done pretending this is okay. I'm done hiding who I care about because you might disapprove. Ryan, please, his mother said, and her voice cracked. Don't do this. I'm not doing anything, Mom. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm dating someone you don't approve of, and I'm going to keep dating her whether you like it or not. Then you're choosing her over us. No, you're choosing your rules over me. His mother sat back down. His father turned away. The aunts and uncle exchanged glances. I think we're done here, his father said finally. Yeah, Ryan said. I think we are. We walked to the door. Vanessa followed us out. I'm proud of you, she said to Ryan. That took guts. They're never going to forgive me. Maybe not, but at least you're living your own life now. She hugged him, then hugged me. Take care of him, she said. I will. We got in our cars. I followed Ryan's taillights again, this time away from his parents' house. We drove to his apartment and parked. Inside, he collapsed on the couch. I can't believe I just did that. You did the right thing. Did I? I just blew up my entire family. They blew up the family. You just stopped lying about who you are. He looked at me. What if they never talked to me again? Then they were never really your family to begin with. He pulled me down next to him. We sat there in silence for a long time. I'm sorry, he said finally, for everything, for hiding you, for taking so long, for making you wait while I figured my life out. I know. I should have done this months ago. Yeah, you should have. Can you forgive me? I thought about it. About the 9 months of being hidden, the lies, the excuses, about watching him choose his family over and over until he finally didn't. I don't know yet, I said, but I'm willing to try. He nodded. That's fair. My phone buzzed. A text from Vanessa. Mom's losing it. Dad's not talking to anyone, but I think you guys did the right thing. I showed Ryan the text. He read it and set my phone down. No going back now, he said. No, there's not. We sat there on his couch, the weight of what just happened settling around us. His phone started buzzing, text after text from family members. He turned it off. I'll deal with them tomorrow, he said. Okay. Will you stay tonight? Yeah, I'll stay. We ordered takeout and watched TV without really paying attention to it. His phone stayed off. Mine kept buzzing with updates from Vanessa, but I stopped checking after a while. Around midnight, Ryan's phone turned back on automatically for some reason. Immediately, texts started flooding in. His mom, his dad, his aunts, his uncle, all variations of the same message. He'd made a mistake. He needed to reconsider. This wasn't too late to fix. He read through them without responding, then turned the phone off again. They're not going to stop, he said. Probably not, but you're worth it. Am I? Yeah, you are. I believed him. 2 weeks later, Ryan's phone still buzzed with messages from his family. He'd started responding to Vanessa and Claire, but everyone else got silence. His mom left voicemails asking him to reconsider. His dad sent scripture verses. His aunts forwarded church announcements like nothing had changed. He deleted most of them without listening. They think I'll come back, he said one morning over coffee. They think this is a phase. Maybe they're right, I said. Maybe you will go back. He looked at me. You think I'm going to leave you? I think you're going to have to decide every day if this is worth it. And some days it might not feel like it is. It's worth it. Today it is. Ask me again in 6 months. He reached across the table and took my hand. I'll ask you every day if that's what it takes. I believed him. Not because he'd proven himself. 2 weeks wasn't enough time for that. But because he'd finally stopped pretending the choice didn't exist. We were building something new. Something honest. Something that didn't require me to hide in bedrooms or lie about who I was. And for the first time in 9 months, that felt like enough.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your favorite part in the comments. See you in the next one.